to my respect for the levels and the extent that the Western world has gone through to perhaps alienate Black people, I still have to ask myself how this can be presently tolerated given the intervention and the procedures which few of our people have actually gone through to help solve the situation. I wonder on a deep level why the resources are there, and it just takes initiative from Black people to develop the skills to reach these resources. But you will find that Black people are still very stationary. What's the idea of Black progress, which has been painted to us in white paint by the white people, has become our new playing book. And the inability for us as Black people to actually touch into appropriate statistics and appropriate measures to understand our role and the circumstances that are oppressing Black people within the Western Hemisphere is a problem. And I wonder why this continues to exist, because I understand what we've been through, and I understand that this still happens today, perhaps just on a level that we cannot comprehend, and that is because the Western world has a very interesting strategy which they have been using for years against Black people. And that is to completely brainwash the Black people from anything that may root or stem to who they are as people. We are never taught tradition in the Black community, specifically within America. We are not taught to cook our own foods. We're taught to buy into the idea of what America calls our food: junk food, fried chicken, Kool-Aid, grape soda. We are never taught to adopt the mannerism of our established leaders who put themselves on the line of the white masses just to see the day that we actually can live in this part of the world where we have been taken to establish a sense of peace and freedom for people moving onwards. The level of stationary and perhaps the absence of thinking, stationary thinking and absence thinking, has truly led Black people to live a life where once upon a time everything that was supposed to solve our problem has been taken away from us. There are programs at place. There are people fighting the law in place to make sure that should the police ever even consider putting their hands on a Black man, that they are now in the hands, for the first time ever, of certified Black lawyers, of a certified Black doctor, of Black masses who will relentlessly march down the streets in the Western Hemisphere day in and day out until the white cracker gets it in his cracked head that something needs to happen before the black masses turn around and realize what's truly going on within the black community. You cannot be afraid to offend the Western world. You cannot be afraid to be an outcast. And I'll tell you why. You are already an outcast and you are already considered an offense before you even came here. They labeled you systematically as an offense. If you don't believe me, go and do your research into the laws which did not classify Black Americans as citizens, as rights to owning home, as rights, having rights to education. They have already written that. So you tell me right now, if a law has been written, you can't just remove what was once written. That is still dated. Certainly, if there has been no evidence to suggest that the black people have even furthered or progressed in the educational fields as a collective within the circumstances that America have given to supposedly grant black people the rights to education and to schools, but no, within their rounded minds and conclusions that their school system is a white school system which teaches them white math, which teaches them white history, which teaches them white biology, which teaches the black man nothing about what the black man should do. It is the most lazy approach that anybody could ever take towards re-amending a cause that was so devastating for a specific group of people. And this is the problem that I have with America, but I would definitely say, particularly with black people, how there is no questioning to this level of thinking or analysis, or just to even consider what exactly is the right action to take. What is the root cause of the situation? And who in particular do we hold accountable should we not be held to the rights of citizens in this part of the country? I don't know how we have proven time in and time out that our brothers are capable of running the country from the first time we had a black president, that our brothers are capable of becoming doctors in the country who have actually gone through the white system. And for some reason, as black people, we do not use these opportunities to actually rise. There is a problem, I would say, where you don't actually acknowledge the brother. You know what the brother's been through, and you still, despite everything that's being said and done, you would still choose to support a white man over your own brother. That's an inherent problem. Now that right there isn't the white people's problem. I will point out when the white people are at fault, but I will also tell you straight up what is actually the problem within the black community. Believe me, I can assure you that the black doctors, the black professionals who work integral to the black community have gone through every extent and procedure possible to make sure that black people get adequate resources and rights and education to undergo the systematic procedures in America. The issue is black people are very complacent to the lifestyle in which white people have indoctrinated them into, to the point where they do not want to offend the white people by claiming intelligence. They do not want to offend the white people by claiming a sense of decolonized thinking, to the point where they are no longer a stereotype, a commodity, or a puppet. You are in a situation now where you do not want to offend the white people when they have already offended you, and they have offended your families, and they've offended your children, but you remain oblivious to that fact and to that cause simply because you're trying to impress the white man. The white man doesn't think about you when he goes home, brother. I'm going to tell you that right now. He does not think you are not even a particle in his mind. Your programming is banished from his TV. He's got you right where he wants you, and that is working that level of brainwashed thinking for as long as you remain looking like a starved person who has been deprived, when in reality there are brothers and sisters who work day in and day out to provide you assistance and do it to a phenomenal extent, and yet you are still in denial of the situation at hand, being that you treat the one who's hurting you like your friend, and then you treat the one who's your friend as the one who's hurting you. That level of thinking is twisted, and that is exactly the issue. I'm not questioning your life decisions, and I'm not going to question your lifestyle, but I will point out when the effects of one person, for as long as you carry black skin, will have a rippling effect on the entire community. You have all these Harvard graduates who are working, studying day in and day out to break through the stereotype. And somehow, your mere ignorance alone brings them back to the level that white people have squeezed the black masses into, without actually understanding the effects that this will have in the future once the black people around the world will really understand how to maneuver, not in America, but away from America. And that is how you need to understand the situation. This country is, to my perception, it is void from black people. Black people need their own states, their own way of living, own community, own security, own economy, where white people cannot infiltrate and throw their poison and their garbage to hinder the growth and the development of our black people anymore. And this is the only way we're gonna figure out a way around the situation.